10 cheapest things. The waiter takes the order and members from the table decide that they want to order the cheapest thing on the menu. In addition, they don't get any drinks, any appetizers, any dessert, thus not building any value to the bill and making sure that the waiter gets nothing as a tip. 9. I didn't order that. The table is continuing to look at the bill as if there's something wrong. They begin to contest every charge made on their tab. Despite the bill's accuracy, they hold a grudge against the waiter, and they argue with the waiter, and they tip the waiter poorly because of the argument. What is this? Sir, you ordered all those items. I can't do anything about it. 8. Let me speak to your manager. I told you once before, I did not order that. You need to go get your manager. Go get your manager. Get your manager right now. I'm sick of speaking to you. This happens to waiters a lot. And the person does this just so they can get something discounted or they can get their meal for free. 7. Can we split the bill? Oftentimes, table requests to have their bill split in numerous ways. All members end up paying for their bill, but the one person who didn't neglect the tip in their bill only tipped on their portion. 6. Our drinks are at the bar. Many of you may not know this, but a lot of people have the mentality that they aren't going to tip when they come to a restaurant. What many people do is they go to the restaurant's bar top, they order all the alcoholic beverages that they want to drink at that moment, then they go and sit down at their table and they order with their waiter. But they don't order any more drinks, they just order waters. When people do this, they decrease their bill, making them decrease their tip. That's the whole reason why they do it. Leaving the waiter with no other option than to upsell Dasani or bottled water that your restaurant has. 5. Closest to the door, please. Patrons will come in and specifically request the seat next to the door or the patio seat. Once they're finished with their meal, they'll receive their bill, of course. They'll look over it, they'll mull it over, and then they'll decide to look and make sure the waiter leaves. And as soon as the waiter's out of sight and no one's looking at them, they'll look around again, and before you know it, they're out of that baby. 4. Did the waiter leave? This type of stiffer is just as sneaky. The only difference is they decide to pay for their bill, but they don't want to leave a tip. They look at their money, they decide that they're not tipping their waiter. They also start looking around, waiting for the waiter to leave. As soon as the waiter's out of sight, they decide to split too. 3. Expensive things. First, if not all people from the table will order more than one item for their meal. They'll order an appetizer for themselves and they'll order a meal for themselves. And it's not that they can't afford it, they'll just order numerous things, making it very expensive. And then what do you know it, by the time that they're done with all their food, they walk out because they just got food for free. They got their appetizer for free, they got their dessert for free, they got their meal for free, they got their drinks for free. They walk out. 2. We're just gonna have a smoke. The oldest tricks in the book. Each person at the table will decide that they want to take a cigarette outside. Due to company policies for some certain restaurants, the server or the managers aren't allowed to ask them for collateral. They aren't allowed to watch them outside. It's a trust policy for a lot of restaurants. So if they decide they all want to go outside and take a smoke, they can. And if they all decide they want to leave after they take that smoke, they can do so as well because you're not allowed to chase them for some restaurants. You're not allowed to go outside. 1. One by one, we're all gone. Last but not least, one of our most common walkout scenarios is everyone will be done eating their food and each person will decide that they're going to disappear from the table one by one. One person might want to go use the bathroom, supposedly, that they never come back from. Go to the car, family emergency, what have you, until you get down to the last person. And that last person somehow manages to weasel out of it and they leave the restaurant with the bill and they don't pay. Many people do that. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Comment, rate, share my videos, and subscribe if you haven't already. And do not do any of these things. Watch out for them. And people, please tip your waiters.